Alright guys, so we're finally on the 8th installment of my Kpop Photocard collection, and today I'll be showing you my Beast and VIXX binder. So the reason why I stuck those two groups together is for a couple of reasons. So the major one is because I do collect OT6 of both of these groups at this moment. So they do have a lot of cards, both for Korean releases and Japanese releases. So it just happened that they conveniently fit together in this single binder. And then the other reason why they're together is because I'm not sure how I want to go about collecting them in the future. So these past few months I've been kind of going back and forth with if I want to kind of keep what I do have right now and continue kind of collecting the same way, or if I want to kind of scale back and either sell some of this or just continue what I have now but only collect maybe my bias or top two. So for now I'll just show you what this binder looks like at this moment. So we'll start off with Beast, or the group formerly known as Beast. So I will change this cover page whenever they do decide on a new group name, but for now we just have it labeled as Beast. And just like my other binders, I stick all the Korean releases up front, and followed by Japanese releases, solos or subunits, and then just some random merch. So the first Korean cards they had was in Midnight Sun, so these are from the regular edition. And then for the limited edition they came with these 12 sets of cards. And then we have, for the Korean version of Hard to Love, How to Love, we have one per member, as you see here. But then they changed things up with Good Luck and released two different sets of cards. So in the white version you could get one of these cards, and then in the black version you could get one of these cards. But then they went back to just one per member with time, but just like with Midnight Sun, they kind of had different orientations of the cards, which was a little annoying. But usually my rule of thumb is if at least half of the cards in the set are vertical, I'll just stick them in my pocket sleeves, as I did here. Then Ordinary, they went back to, again, two cards per member, and so right now I'm just missing one of Jejun's and one of Hyunsung's, but I do have all the other cards, as you'll see here. And you'll notice I don't have a section for highlight, so they did have a random bookmark as well as a random card, but those are a little annoying to collect, so I kind of don't bother, especially because in my copy of Highlight I did pull my bias Junhung, this bookmark, and then I did end up getting the group kind of card, but I just stick that in the album because it's an awkward shape and size. And then we're going to start off with the Japanese release stuff with Shock. And so for Japanese things I only collect a couple full sets, and then for everything else I just collect Junhung's cards. But I do have everything for Shock, as well as for Bad Girl. And then with this release, which translates to The Last Word, they kind of did something different. So instead of including cards and albums, either for the first press or the limited versions, instead what they did was they would give you a random card if you bought a set of 6 member versions. So kind of when this was released, it was pretty easy to get all the cards on Japanese proxy sites for pretty cheap, so that's what I did. And there are 12 cards total for this, so some of the cards looked almost identical to the set you see here, so I only just bothered getting one per member, though I did get both of Junhung's, as you'll see further in. So these are the ones I have for The Last Word. And they did another similar kind of thing with Guess Who. So these were the 6 out of the 12 cards I obtained. And then for Junhoong's other cards, which I am missing quite a few, but I do have his Beast Japan Premium Edition card, as well as his limited edition Midnight card, which the Midnight cards are a little tricky because there's so many different versions of the CD you could get, and there are different cards that come in them. So there's 3 CD DVD limited editions of Midnight, and I believe it's either version A or version B is the only one you could get Junhoong's in, and then one of the other members. You could check on Yes Asia to see which version comes with which member. But I do have his there, and then this release also had a regular edition which had a different set of cards, which I don't have at this moment. But I do have his other The Last Word card, his other Guess Who card. Then I have both his Day and Night cards, which was their last single as Beast Undercube. And then lastly I have his Hard to Love, How to Love Taiwanese Press card. And for solos, only Hansung and Yosef had cards in their solo albums. So for Hansung, I have these 4 Polaroid style cards, though I believe there is a 5th one. Though this one's, I think, a bit more rare to find. It's him, I think, shirtless. But I've only seen that a couple times, but I haven't bought it yet. And then for Yosef, his album came with 3 cards, so I'm just missing one right now. And then Dongwon, for his Japanese solo debut, he had, I believe, 6 cards in total, so right now I just have 5. These cards are super pretty. And then for miscellaneous things, so this group card, I believe, comes in the DVD of, I think it's called Genesis of the Beast or something, I forget the title is. That's the card you get in that. And then this is Jujun's Midnight Sun limited Japanese version. So he's up for trade for Junhoong's. And then this is a Kashbi card, which I think was randomly put in first press copies of the Korean version of Midnight Sun. And then I also have Jejun's Taiwanese press of Hard to Love, How to Love. And this is kind of the numbered card you get in the limited edition of Midnight Sun, Korea. And then lastly we have Yoseb's Selka Polaroid photo card, which is up for trade for Junhoong's. Now on to random merch. So we have some pre-order postcards, I believe. So this is from their Bad Girl era, and I think this is also from Bad Girl, though it could be from Shock. I forget which of the two. And then this is the card you get in the limited edition of Midnight Sun. Then we have album inserts from Ordinary, as well as Good Luck and Time. And then this Polaroid set you could buy at their Beautiful show. And so I just ordered these in age order. So all the vertical cards first. And you'll notice there's writing on top of it, but this is printed. They're not actually signed by them. So we have all of these. And then those. And then they did have some horizontal cards from that set, so I just stuck them. This 8-pocket sleeve. And now these cards I think came from some type of Japanese event in 2015, so either a concert or a fan meeting. So you get one of these cards. And then this Hyunsung I think was from the same event, though this I think came from a candy wrapper, but I'm not 100% positive. And then this sticker came from the limited edition of Shock Japan that came with a t-shirt as well. And now these 3 postcards, as you see here, were what you would randomly get in their Selka photo book. So every member had just 1 postcard, so those are the 3 I got. And this entire postcard set here came in their Beautiful Show Making photo book. Alright, so that was Beast. And we're going to move on to VIXX, who, again, I do collect OT6 of their cards, and it's kind of up in the air how I'm going to collect them in the future. But for now, we're going to start with their On and On bookmarks. So I don't really bother with their Rock Your Body CD inserts, because those are a little harder to find. But these are the On and On bookmarks I have, so I'm only missing Leo's. And then I have all the inserts for Hyde. As well as all the inserts for Jekyll. And I like kind of putting them in this one pocket sleeve because you could see both the front and inside pictures. Though it's a little creepy having kind of another member kind of creeping over the members in the bathtub shoulder. But that's what makes these pages fun, I guess. So all of those. And then VIXX finally went to regular size photo cards, so we have these from Air. And then Boys Record. And then Boys Record also came with a random photo, so I do have all of those. And then for Chained Up, they came with both photo cards and larger cards. So this is all of the photo cards from the Freedom version, as well as the Temporary Tattoo, and this is from their Kino version of the album. Same thing with the Control version of Chained Up. And then we have these larger cards. I believe these are called the contracts, or I forget, these are the contracts or instructions, but these are the ones that came in the Freedom version of the album, which I'm only missing Ken's right now. And then these were the larger cards that came in the Control version. And now we're going to move on to their recent trilogy they just finished. So this is from Zelos, which I'm missing N's, Leo's, and Hongbin's cards. And then these also came with Kino edition, so I just stuck the Kino card in here, but I left the kind of awkwardly sized photo cards just in the Kino album because I'm not sure how I want to place them in here. Because when it comes to my bias in VIXX, it kind of goes between N and Leo. So I don't know if I want to put both of their Kino cards in here, just one of them, or alternate. They're just really awkwardly shaped, so they're not the best way to store in binders. And then this is the card I won from M-Wave, and I still need to make little label inserts in here. And then we move on to Hades, which I do have a full set of, as well as the Kino card and the M-Wave card. And then lastly we have Kratos, which I only have N right now. And then the Kino editions also came with postcards. So this is from the Freedom and Control version of Chained Up. Then we have the Zelos, Hades, and Kratos postcards, as well as the Kratos kind of 3D insert thing that they stuck in the albums. And now we're finally on to their Japanese cards, which I have a full set for Air Japan, as well as a full set of Darkest Angels. And then for Can't Say, I do have almost all these cards, and I must say these are probably my favorite VIXX cards, especially version A. They're just really pretty. So we have the unit cards up top, so this is Leos and Ns, and then these are all version A. Then we have all of version B, except I'm missing Ns. And we do have the other 2 unit cards from the regular edition. Then for Depend on Me, I'm just missing Leos and Hyuk's regular versions. And when it comes to collecting the limited versions of Depend on Me, I don't really care if I have version A or B for each member. I just want one of each, mostly because the cards look really similar. They just have slightly different poses. So right now I'm just missing one from N and Hongbin. And then lastly we have their latest Japanese single. And so I just have a full set of the regular version of these cards. I don't really plan on collecting the limited edition of these cards, so they had a limited A and B, different versions. So those are a little trickier to get a hold of. I might collect them in the future, but for now I'm just kind of holding off and just happy with having the regular edition versions. Now these are some pre-order bonuses from their Japanese releases. And then for miscellaneous cards, I do have the Kino version of Beautiful Liar, so the VIXX LR subunit. And I do have Ken's latest Japanese single, version B, so I don't know if I want to trade him for either N or Leo, or just sell him. So right now he's here. And I do have both Robbie's and Hyuk's Voodoo Taiwan press cards, which I suppose are up for trade for either N or Leo, but I'm just happy to have their cards as well. And then these are both freebies of N. Then we have the postcards that come in Beautiful Liar's Kino edition, as well as the postcard and stamp card, and that comes in the regular version of Beautiful Liar. And then how I store the Beautiful Liar cards is so that this kind of completes the picture, as you see here. And then I stuck Leo's sticker and standee there, and then on the back we have Robbie's sticker and standee. Alright, so that was it for this binder. Thank you for watching. We only have 2 more binders left for this series, so I believe I will be doing my Shiny and other SM groups binder next, and then we'll conclude with just my random boy groups binder. So stay tuned for that, and have a nice day. Bye.